Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and today we are reviewing Marvel's Ironheart. Now, I have finally finished it, and it's Marvel's next series that they've released. It's the Ironheart, 6 episodes, about 40 minutes long. What is the plot of the Ironheart? Let's get into the nitty gritty before I pick it apart. Um, so essentially what happens in Ironheart is she's finished her training program in Wakanda, where she was learning from the Wakandans about all the vibranium and everything, and she then goes to MIT, the college that she's working in, and that's kind of where she starts working on a suit, and she wants to make the next big suit to rival Tony Stark's suits, make them better, but she only wants to make one apparently, or her suit, and then I don't know if she's gonna make more. But I'm rambling on a little bit. But anyway, she goes to MIT. Then because she goes too crazy with the stuff, she gets kicked out of MIT, and she ends up having to go back home to Chicago, which she still needs to work on her suit because that is her big break. That's the thing that's gonna make it all worthwhile. So she needs money. So she gets approached by some people that know about her, and they offer her a job to join their little crew to do some not so legal activities to make some moolah. And she agrees to do it, but she acts like, I don't know. She knows it's illegal stuff, but she kind of acts like what she's doing is not really legal. She's not really part of the team. She's just doing it because she needs some cash, which I thought was kind of stupid. That she kind of was like, "Yeah, I'll help you guys with the illegal stuff, but I'm not a bad person. I'm not a criminal. I'm not a bad guy. No. This can't come back to me because I don't do crime. That's you guys. That's your guys' thing. I'm a superhero. I'm gonna become a superhero. This no, it's not my life. I mean that's kind of what the beginning kind of that's what it kind of feels like in the beginning, because she knows what she's doing is a crime. She's working for, she's doing crime. But anyway, let's get past that. And essentially that is kind of the whole gist of it. Then there's a guy on the team who's obviously the head honcho, and he's like an actual he becomes an actual threat, and then obviously she tries to deal with the threat, and that is the entire plot of the show essentially, whilst she's just trying to get her suit. And she's also dealing with the loss of her friend and her father, her best friend and her father, that she also had to deal with. But yeah, that's essentially the plot of the show without getting into any major spoils or anything. What did I think of the action element of the series? I thought was pretty cool. Well, not pretty cool, but the fighting was decent. I didn't think the fighting was top notch, bad. There were some really good fight scenes, and there were some scenes that were just okay. The flow of the story, I kind of feel like it was a little bit boring. It didn't really keep me entertained, but that's kind of the road that we've been going with these miniseries with Marvel. A lot of them are just not entertaining. They are just very boring. You kind of watch them just to keep kind of track of what's going on in the MCU. And that's kind of my feeling with when I was watching Ironheart. Is I'm watching this because I'm trying to keep track of what's going on, because there's a lot of big stuff going to happen next year with Marvel. So I'm watching it to kind of keep track of what's going on, and that's just kind of how it feels. A lot of these shows just don't really hit as hard as what I feel like Marvel wanted to be. In terms of the characters of the show, I think the characters were decent. I think the crew is a decent crew. They don't really stand out too much, but I kind of feel like they all play their role pretty well. Even with Ironheart and the best friend and everything, I feel like that the characters are not. I don't feel like they're bad characters or bad badly played. I think they do their job. I think a lot of these shows is the actors do what they asked of, and I feel like they do well with the characters. It's just the stories are not very good, so it's difficult to make something good when the story is not very good, or the show is not written the best. But yeah, I don't know. It's not one of my favorites miniseries that they've made. It's not a bad watch. I thought it was okay. If I had to give this out of 10, I'd probably give it a 5 out of 10. But now I just want to get into a little bit of spoilers. So if you don't want any spoilers for Ironheart, then just kind of like, if you're watching on your phone, then just hit the times 10. I want to talk about the suits for spoiler, so I'll give you a few seconds. Okay, now we're gonna go talk about the suits. I will say the suit at the end, because her first suit gets destroyed. The suit at the end, it looks super cool. Like that suit is fucking sick. That is one of the like cooler versions of the suit. Like the original suit doesn't hold anything to the suit that comes at the end. Like it looks so much better than the original suit. So I really like that touch. And also just talk about the ending, kind of like, so if you don't know what Who Hood is, he's kind of got like this hood that is attached to like a demon, and it's essentially possessing him and taking control of him, and it gives him what he wants. That is like the lure in. It gives him what he wants, and essentially what happens is it slowly takes control of him. Yeah, it kind of takes control of him, and he loses more of himself the longer he has the hood on. And at the end of the show, the demon that kind of makes the deal with the guy Hood, he has a conversation with Ironheart, and she takes a deal with him also. Now you don't really like. Now I'm in the spoiler zone, so I'm going to talk about it. So the deal is to get the best friend back, which I think is so stupid, and I don't know how that's going to play effect in the future of the show, but it does give you like a little bit of a cliffhanger where now you kind of do want to see what happens with Ironheart. So I think that was like not a bad ending for it, but yeah. Anyway, like I said, I think I'll give it a 5 out of 10. It's not the best show, it's not the worst show. It's an okay watch. It kind of just, like I said before, you watch it to kind of keep track of what's going on in the MCU. But anyway, that's going to be it for the review, and let me know in the comments down below what you think of what's going on in the MCU. I think in a few days, I think at the time this comes out, the Fantastic Four movie will be coming out. I think it comes out on the 20th. I'm going to put this out on the 25th, I think so. So the Fantastic Four movie is like going to be out soon. So let me know what you guys are excited about. What's on the MCU. Give me your thoughts on Ironheart. Tell me about what did you like about the suit? If you like the suit or not, or you just think I'm glazing the suit. I thought the suit was pretty cool, the second one. And what, yeah, anything else you want to talk about Marvel in the comments down below, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.